So we're moving from T20s into ODIs now, and South Africa is going to take on India in the first ODI tomorrow. It will be kicking off at 10 o'clock South African Standard Time. So please go ahead and go find a way to watch it, of course. Looking forward to seeing what South Africa can do. But what's happening currently is that there's Super League points on up for grabs. So it's very important that South Africa get points on the board and win matches. It's a slightly different squad, mainly the same, but with a couple of changes, which I'll show you the squads as well leading into this game. But we're going to turn our attention to ODI cricket. It's an opportunity for some players to obviously put put some runs on the board and also get some minutes out in the middle under their belt to maintain maybe some momentum or perhaps even find some form. I think that's what this is important for, but as well as putting points on the board. So let's get into today's show. But before we get started, please click subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to smash that like button, comment, share, and also don't forget to become a Patreon if you want to help us grow and promote South African cricket. Also, try and subscribe, or please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free straight to your inbox every month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description, please. And go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all your latest updates and reports and features, etc. Let's get straight into today's video. Looking forward to having a conversation with you guys and discussing the first ODI between South Africa and India. Very good evening. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your preview show. I'm your host, Khalid. This is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with the first ODI between South Africa and India. Now, South Africa obviously are going to be playing for Super League points. And obviously, they're going to be extremely desperate for these points because they've been in pathetic form when it comes to ODI cricket. But what South Africa can probably be happy about, or maybe perhaps be happy about, is that this might not be the strongest India team that India can obviously put out, or Indian squad that they could put together. Perhaps you could maybe think that. But it doesn't really matter because everybody that India puts out is quite competitive and quite good at what they do. When it comes to this particular game, there's not too much to go by. I mean, obviously, India are completely in form. I mean, their last 5 games, they've won all of them. Where South Africa's been quite inconsistent. Actually, they're the definition of inconsistent. They've had a loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. So it's not necessarily the best. It's not necessarily the best record that we've had in ODI cricket. We've been searching and searching to find the right sort of game plan and mindset going forward, and we are still struggling. And I think once again we're going to have Temba Bavuma that's going to be in trouble and in the spotlight again probably. People are going to need him to score runs, and that's something that he hasn't done in recent times in white ball cricket, of course. So I don't know if they're going to play him, and if they're going to play him as a number 3. Because Yanaman Malan should play and he's back, so he should get a start instantly. I think this would also be an interesting opportunity for them, maybe to give some other guys a chance too. But let's get into that when we talk about the squad. With regards to any team news recently, I don't think there's any injuries currently, other than obviously Jasprit Bumrah's replacement, of course, and Deepak Chahar, whether he's going to be probably, if he's going to come back at any point, because him and Jasprit Bumrah, of course, are, you know, um, Deepak Chahar obviously came back from his injury, and he's probably the most, he's probably the one that you could say could possibly replace that space of Bumrah in the team, you could say, from an India perspective. So with regards to South Africa, of course, there's not many changes, or I haven't heard any updates with regards to any injuries or anything. But could this be a possibility for maybe um, someone like Andile Pechelquayo or Marco Janssen possibly to get an opportunity? Well, let's look at the squad and have a look at what we are dealing with or working with currently. So here's this. Oh my God, this thing didn't download properly. Okay, so let me go and get the new one. Can you believe it? It was when I was downloading it, it looked right. It was 100% correct. So sometimes this program does stupid things like this. So I'm going to have to now download it again and upload it for you guys again. But we can talk about small things that I would like to see with regards to the squad. I'm a type of person that wants to see consistency, and I want to see also a plan on where they want to go with this team. Is this team going to be a team that they're just going to put together to for players, and the focus is going to be on the T20 World Cup and getting players ready for that? Or are they going to be putting a team together that they feel is the best ODI team that can possibly win points for that, for the for the Super League, of course? So that's the two things that they're gonna have to look at and decide, because we, I think, as a fan base, and I'm not sure, I'll go into the live chat soon. I think we as a fan base, obviously, we want to see us also win those points. We want to see us get those points on the board. It's so important that we do. When it comes to things like playing knockouts and all of that extra pressure, I don't want to go into the tournament with all that pressure on South Africa when they always have pressure on them. So for me personally, we need to start winning games and try to win these games. It's a perfect opportunity for us to win some games, the ODI games, and get the necessary points. So here's the squads, guys. I'm gonna talk about South Africa's one. It's Temba Bavuma, Keshav Maharaj, Quinton de Kock, Henrik Klaassen, Riza Hendricks, Janaman Malan, Aiden Markram, David Miller, Lungin Gidi, Anik Nokia, Wayne Panel, Andile Pechelquayo, Dwayne Pretorius, Kagiso Rabada, and Terbay Shamsi. So it's basically exactly the same as the T20 squad, bar Riley Rousseau and Quinton de Kock. I mean, Janaman Malan comes in for Riley Rousseau ultimately within this team. And it's going to be interesting because there are some players that need form in this format. And it's crazy to see this because I want to see what happens with Aiden, because he comes from amazing form in the T20s. Can he continue it into the ODIs? Because normally it's the other way around. You know, he plays ODIs first normally and then T20s later, and then gets his form back in T20s, but he doesn't move into something again from there where his confidence is low. So this is the reverse. He's coming from hitting the ball quite well and timing it quite beautifully into this. I also want to see Riza Hendricks get some game time. This is perfect opportunity now to him to make up for the games that he missed now in the T20s, because I believe that he should have played in this particular T20s against India. So with regards to him, I want to see him play every game so that he can get the numbers, so he can keep his form up and keep those runs on the board and keep that minutes under his belt. I also want to continue with Quinton de Kock. I think Quinton needs to bat as much as possible before the World Cup and maintain his form. I hope he doesn't go on a dry spell again after he gets a clump of half centuries. At least there's a break between T20s now with switching formats. It's kind of a break. With regards to the bowlers, etc., I would like to see them rest a couple of bowlers. Me personally, I think with the fact that you have someone like Marco Janssen uh, sitting around in the reserves, of course, and you also have Andile Pechelquayo sitting around in the reserves. You got Bjorn Fortuin sitting around in the reserves. I think it's a perfect opportunity to maybe give these guys chances to play, because I think that they're hungry, and we need to win these games too. So you might want to throw one of these youngsters that are hungry to win in there in the mix. So I think maybe you could give KG some rest so he can be fully fresh for the T20s, because ODIs are much more draining um, for players, of course. So I would like to see maybe him get a bit of a rest and maybe play the younger guys or other guys that haven't really um, that need the minutes at the end of the day. So let's go to the next part of this preview, and that is what's going to be happening with regards to the weather, what's going to happen with regards to the pitch, from with regards to the pitch and conditions. I'm taking this from, obviously, this part I'm taking from ESPN Click Info, and Fidos did a preview on this, and they spoke. Obviously, she has some inside information about the pitch and the conditions, etc. And she's done her research on this. So she's in her pitch conditions report, or part of her preview, she says neither team has ever played an ODI at Lucknow's Ikna Stadium, with the majority of the international fixtures being between Afghanistan and the West Indies in 2019. There, in 3 ODIs, the average first inning score was 230, which suggests that the ground may not support quick scoring. However, India have played two T20Is at the ground and put up totals of 195 and 199, which may indicate something completely the opposite, of course. It has been raining significantly, apparently, in Lucknow, and the showers are expected for most of the day. So that's a bit of a problem. Again, we're getting forecast of rain. So that's unfortunate. Because I was really, really, really feeling like it. Feeling like ODI cricket. I miss ODI cricket. Let's have a look. 100% rain tomorrow in Lucknow, says Lawrence. That's gonna be crap. So a preview of a game that might not happen is almost impossible to do. But we've done I think I've done an okay job giving you guys all the details before the match. I mean, I'm so excited to see Yanaman bat again. He's such a joy to watch, and I hope that he can get into can show them a more aggressive maybe style of cricket, showing them that he can do it quickly in the power play. But I don't want him to also mess with his game. I like the way he approaches it at the moment. Let's see what some of you guys are saying in this. No use, no use of playing reserves. Khalid, play the 15. It's a good point. But it's ODI cricket at the end of the day. So I don't know. I think that I'll only play one of the reserves if I want to rest one of the first team players. That's the only time I would do it. India is playing their B team, but still not that bad. We should not take them lightly. Yeah, I mean, it is still a very, very, very good team as we look at it again. Um, Shaka Dhawan, Sharaish Iyer, Ishan Kishan, Sanju Samson, Ruturaj Gaikwad. His quality. Shabnim Gill, I'm a fan of his. Rajat Patidar, Rahul Tripathi. We've got Shabaz Ahmed. We've got Shadu Thakur. We've got Kuldeep Yadav. Kuldeep Yadav destroyed South Africa in South Africa the last time when we played South Africa in South Africa in 2017, I think, or 2017, I think it was. Ravi Bishnoi, we've got Mukesh Kumar, Avesh Khan. I'm a fan of his too, Mohammad Siraj, and Deepik Chahar, which I predicted would probably also most likely be the guy that would best replace Bumrah, I would say, maybe, perhaps. So it is a very strong team still. I would never underestimate this India team. That Indian bowling attack is very average. SA should aim for 320 to 350 every single game. It's raining in Lucknow now, today. How did I ask questions yesterday? Also, there are provisions before 15 October change player or captain for the World Cup. Huh? Is there any provisions before 15 October to change a player or a captain before the World Cup? I think once the squad is picked, it's picked. You can only change anything if it's with regards to injury. And I know what you're talking about. You're obviously talking about Demba. Would be going to watch the match live tomorrow from the Ikna Stadium. Awesome, bro. Can you send pictures? Tag us on pictures on social media. Cricket Fanatics Mag. If you're going to the if you're going to the ground to watch it, please, that would be awesome. It would be tag Cricket Fanatics Mag in any social media posts that you post on online. Pitch is toothpaste, he says. Says Gorav. If they play a shortened 20 to 30 over game, it won't be so bad. That's true too. If it rains maybe half of the day and we get to at least get, like, we could probably get a little T20 going. So that would be a good thing. Playing the qualifiers also won't be easy, as we probably will send a second-rate ODI squad to get us out of this hole. They probably won't select Quinton de Kock, Muller, KG, Anna, and many others to play the qualifiers. I think it will rain all day tomorrow, and chances of play is very slim, and that will be sad, very very sad. So that doesn't really, if that's the case, then there's not really much more that we can really talk about when it comes to um, this preview. Um, we can't even talk about game plans. We can't talk about any of that. I mean, we heard that there's not been many ODIs on this particular ground either, so there's nothing really to us to work with. We don't know what the pitch is going to offer, or anything. I asked a friend, and he said it's pouring down in Lucknow. Yes, it has been raining in Lucknow. We've India batting is very good, bowling not so much. Yeah, the bowling still young and still inexperienced. There are some mistakes in there. It's raining so heavy in Lucknow, and same is expected tomorrow. Will Pekhlakoi get the game? I don't know. We could possibly see it happen. Um, but I would like to know the reasoning behind it with the World Cup coming. With Dwayne barely have played cricket. He's barely played cricket. He's always on the bench or something. So I would like to see Dwayne play the ODIs, and I would also like Wayne to play more. Um, but let's see. No, you can change the squad before 15 October, even with an injury, even without an injury guidance of the ICC. Thank you for updating us on that, bro. Um, thank you for updating us. So you can do that. Let's see what they do. No, you now you're saying no, you can change before they're done. Yes, okay. West Indies instead of Hetmeyer. Sure, we'll do if it does not rain. Weather looks mostly cloudy for tomorrow. Today's game versus West Indies shows that the T20 World Cup won't be high scoring. West Indies nearly defended 146. Yeah, I watched that game. It was crazy. Josh Hazelwood was bowling. He's actually worrying me a bit. He was bowling really well, very controlled, danger zones consistently. Pat Cummins is bowling with pace. Stark is moving the ball. Although Stark wasn't necessarily looking as lethal in this match, for example, that I've seen him in the past. Maybe that's someone who we can maybe have a go at in Australia, because there might not be too much swing on offer, but movement of the seam might be, perhaps, or they might maybe not be swinging. We don't know what the weather's going to be like in Australia. If it gets washed out, we're in massive trouble. Yep. Out of the 8 remaining Super League games, we need at least to win 6 to stand a chance of qualifying. So we know that we're in tricky situation, in a very, very tricky situation. If it's 20 over game, then it's good practice. Winning 6 games won't give us sure qualification. It will still depend on how others do as well. Yes, and this is a problem, and we know it's a problem. We know that they've clearly played their hand with regards to what they're focusing on. So I'm not really happy with the position we are in ODI cricket, and I like ODI cricket. ODI and Test cricket is actually my 2 favorite formats. So I don't want us to be jeopardizing our ODI place in the World Cup, man. Come on, like, I enjoy the 2020. I enjoy the ODI World Cups. It's awesome. 3 versus India and England. Then we play 2 against the Dutch team. So 2 wins both against India and England, and 2 along with 2 wins against the Netherlands. What happens if Bavuma it fails in the series? I already said after the T20 series, I think he needs to take some time on the bench and let Riza Hendricks play, because it's not fair to drop a person off form and then persist with someone that's out of form. I don't think that's a very good thing to do. You can't always play a player into form. It depends on who they are as well. But perhaps they can that it's a perfect time now for Temba to get himself in form in the ODI format where he can take his time. There's no pressure for him to try and smack the ball over the mid on and smack the ball over long on and try to flip and pull, do all these crazy shots and stuff. He can take his time and get his eye in, because I think the biggest problem for Temba at the moment is match time and bat on ball. He hasn't really felt it in a while. Clearly because he's also gone for ducks, and so it hasn't necessarily been something that is good for him. And the best way probably for him to get back in form is probably the ODI format right now. And some of you might even say that you are fine with him playing ODI cricket as well. Um, that is decent in this. So maybe this can be a confidence booster for him. Shah already got Malan out twice earlier this year. Completely agree about the 2 or under strategy. Pretoria Simple now both play. A lot of people have this thought that we won't play qualifiers at the moment. We have 40% chance of qualifying automatically. Yeah, but I'm going to just sit back and just be relaxed about this. I'm just going to assume that we're going to be playing qualifiers. I don't want to stress myself out unnecessarily. This team is stressing me out enough. I can't continue being stressed out with every single little thing. So I'm going to take it game by game and just move game by game and not worry about anything else right now. Take it show by show, game by game. While Deepak Chaha swings, then it will be a problem for Riza and Malan. Both struggle. Yep, they both struggle against swing. SA ODI team unpredictable, beats India 3-0, thrashed by Bangladesh 2-1, and against England, but had one horrible game. Timba should go to Gibbs for batting tips. Why they didn't send the squad to Australia and give Brevis Yanaman could see her chances. In ODI, I don't because they wanted to keep, from what I've heard from it, they said they wanted to keep this group together, so that they can continuously maintain momentum going into the World Cup. They're using this as practice matches still for the World Cup as well. That was something that maybe the that I heard in the press conference that I never agreed with when I heard it first, because I said this is important games. We need to get the points. But it came across in the press conferences from Boucher that he said that he's going to use those opportunities against India. They wanted to keep the same squads kind of together so that they can build momentum going into the World Cup. SA in qualifiers will steamroll everyone anyways. So let's hope that would be the case if that is the case. So, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to also download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. Also, you can you can also become a patron today if you want to help us grow and promote South African cricket. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. And also become cricketfanaticsmag.com for all your regular updates. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow with a review show. Take care, bless you all, and have a great evening. Peace out.